Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca and I am a stay-at-home mom and an online reseller. And today I am actually sitting outside of Goodwill, but I am not sourcing. If you are new to my channel, I have a lot of death pile items. And if you're not familiar with a death pile, that just means I have a lot of unlisted inventory. This happens to me every year. And it's just because I source through yard sales a lot in the summertime, but I can't list things as fast as I source them, which is like every reseller's problem ever, right? But we are at Goodwill today because I am going to show you guys how I source bras. I know it seems like an odd one. Somebody did request this video months ago, and I am so sorry it's taking so long to get to it, but I do want you guys to know that I do read your comments when you leave them, and I am listening to what you guys want me to show you. Now, this is not a video that I've seen anyone else do. Doesn't mean no one else has done it, but I haven't seen it from other resellers. So we're going to talk about it a little bit before we go inside. Okay, so bras. If you are a woman or somebody who wears a bra or buys bras for people who wear bras, you know they're expensive. They're like stupid expensive, right? And I live in Pennsylvania. So in Pennsylvania, clothes are not taxed, but bras are taxed because they are deemed not a necessity. I think it's debatable on the type of person that you're asking, but same thing with like swimwear. Swimwear is taxed because it's not considered a necessity. So most of my items that I buy are tax-free, but bras are not one of them. I do not have like a reseller license or anything. That can be its whole own video because I've looked into it, but I'm not doing that right now. So yes, bras are very expensive. Anytime you can buy something that's normally more expensive for a cheaper price, secondhand market is a great place. Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you? There's definitely a market for it. I love to sell bras. They are easy to store. You don't want to like squish them though, because you know, you can kind of like damage them. They can get misshapen, things like that. But generally they are easy to store. I have a bin just for bras. It's not like a big 18-gallon tote like my other ones, but it's a drawer. So yeah, easy. They're lightweight. You don't really have to do measurements because they're already sized, you know, unless you're doing something that's like a letter size, like small, medium, large, then maybe you'd want to do measurements. I do that sometimes, but generally, you know, they're adjustable. So people know generally what size they are. And yeah, I don't know. I just like selling them. I think it's something that a lot of people don't look into, especially male resellers. I think a lot of them tend to feel like it's weird or like they're gonna look like creepers if they're buying bras. I think Commonwealth Picker Kevin, I think he's talked about that before, where he's like, I feel a little bit weird when I'm looking at like ladies clothing and stuff because people will think he's weird. So I don't know, I like looking at it. I feel like it's not something that a lot of people show. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to go in and look at the brands. We're going to look at the condition. Generally speaking, I feel like I sell bras around that $18 mark. I mean, if you pick up lower brands, they're going to be less. If you pick up higher brands, they can be more. But I say most of the items I pick up in my area tend to sell right around that $18 mark. So across the board, I don't want to pay more than $3 to $4. $4 is kind of pushing it for me. I'd really like to stay at like $3 or under. It's just my preference. Depends on what kind of profit margins you're looking at. But that's typically what I'm looking at. Now, when we look for brands, there's obviously lots of different brands. I see Secret Treasures a ton because that's Walmart's brand. And literally, I don't know if you can see, that's a Wendy's behind me. Goodwill is like in front of me. That's a Wendy's, and behind Wendy's is Walmart. So it's very close. So I never pick up Secret Treasures. Even if it was new with tags, I would not pick it up just because it has a low, like it's not high cost new compared to other bras. But the ones I typically like to look for are more plus size brands. Now this Goodwill does not separate any of their bras. They think they separate them kind of like by color, not by size. Another thrift store I go to does them like there's a plus size section of bras specifically, and then there's other bras that are by size. This one I don't think does any of that. It's just by color. So we'll have to dig a little bit more. But I like to look more at the bigger sizes, and people have feelings about whether you should charge more or not. But generally speaking, in those stores, they do cost more. So they're still getting a deal. And it's definitely a need that is out there. Just like with all plus size clothing, it's harder to find those items secondhand. So when we can, I think it's a great idea to do that. So I generally look for the bigger sizes, but all sizes can sell because people are all different sizes. I look typically for ones that are not quite so plain. Of course, some people need just a plain white or nude or black bra. But generally speaking, I look more like, especially if I'm short on time, I'm going to look more at the like colorful ones. Maybe it's lacy, things like that, things that make it stand out a little bit more. People tend to pay more money for things that, you know, are a little prettier. We're not going to talk about sports bras a whole lot. I think they lump them together in this store. I'm not sure. So if we come upon them, then great. But yeah, I don't really look too hard into the sports bras, but I would look at like Nike, especially. Nike's a good brand. Of course, if you come across Lululemon or Athleta, we don't really get those brands much around here, so that's not common. Nike is about the highest end you'll see on like sportswear. Okay, so we have Classique, which is a plus size. That's Lane Bryant's brand. Torrid makes Torrid Curve, which is their like intimates line. I'm trying to think of some other ones. We'll have to come upon them as we see them. And then if you don't know them, you can always look them up and see, you know, what kind of comps there are for an item like that. And I will look across all the sizes. I'm not going to like limit it, but I will not be buying any bras today. Like I said, I am not sourcing. I'm on a sourcing hold. It is hard because I've already been in the thrift stores looking for myself, and I've found flax, I've found Everlane, I have found cupcakes and cashmere, and I've had to leave it. And Miss Me, those are not brands that we find very often, but I have to get over that FOMO and realize that there will always be more. There's always going to be more clothing. Yeah. So anyway, let's go look, see what we can find, and try to talk about what we're seeing. We'll have to see if I can actually talk to you in the store. Kind of depends on how many people are around, and also how loud their music is. I might have to do a voiceover. And I do not have my GoPro. I don't have it set up right now. I haven't used it in several months since yard sale season. So I don't have that set up right now. I'll just be using my phone. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. I will do the best I can. And then we'll come back here for a recap at the end. Okay, let's get going. So here we go in my Goodwill. We had to go all the way to the back of the store. That is where they keep all of their bras and swimsuits and also underwear, which I don't usually look at. Maybe if there was like a new tag on something, I would consider it. But here we are, and they do, like I said before, have everything by color, not by size, which is kind of inconvenient, but they have a lot, as you can see. So I'm just going to start in the colorful ones. We're going to start on the end here. The first one is a Better Than Magic, I think is what it's called. It's just a Target brand. I'm pretty sure that's like kind of preteen. But I just kind of look through, flip the band, see if I can find something that feels good, or if I can see a brand on it, then I will look into it more. Sometimes they're tricky to get to when they hang them like this. So this is a Bali, I think it's Bali, Bali bra. I don't pick up Bali. I don't think it sells for a whole lot. This one is a Victoria's Secret pink bra, though. This one is a really cool colorway. It's very bright orange, and it is in really good condition. So yeah, that orange, the gray, the pink. You can see it says pink Victoria's Secret right there. It is a smaller size. It's a 34A. So not usually the size I'm going for, but they're $6.95 is what they are asking, and that is definitely more than I would pay probably most likely for this. But this is an underwire bra, so you always want to check out, make sure no wires are poking out of the sides. Look at the straps. Straps look good. Sometimes if elastic has been washed a lot, it'll get stretched out and wavy, or you'll see pieces of it sticking out. This one is in really good condition, and it's like a push-up style. I mean, you can see on the front there, it looks like it maybe hasn't even been worn. So at $7, no. If it were 50% off, I'd probably bite. The next one I came across is actually a sports bra, and I saw the Under Armour logo on it, so that's why I grabbed it to look at. At first glance, looks in pretty good condition. You always want to check the elastic bands in the sports bras to make sure once again, that they haven't been stretched out too much or that they aren't like fraying and stuff. This one is $4.95, and that's more than I would pay. And it looks like the size tag has been cut out, so I definitely would not pick this up because I try not to pick up things that don't have sizes, because that's just a little tricky with ordering. This next one, Vanity Fair. I looked at it because it was a bigger size, but Vanity Fair is also a brand that I do not pick up. This is like a seamless kind of style one from Hanes. I don't pick up Hanes to sell. Doesn't sell for a ton. I was trying just to like peek through some of these, and then in the back there, I can see this tag hanging down, and I was like, oh, well, something is new with tags, so I'm going to pull that out and look at it. And sure enough, it was a Victoria's Secret bra. You see it's a 34 AA, quite a small size, but that's okay. Everyone is a different size, but this one did look in really good condition on the front. I mean, it's new with tags, so assuming it had never been worn, is definitely some sort of push-up style. The nice thing about Victoria's Secret is that they typically have a style name on the inside. There, I didn't hold it up very long, but on the inside of the band there, under the brand, it did say what the style was. So you can always look that up immediately and see if that style goes for a lot. This is a Kindly bra. That brand I am not familiar with, so if I were actually sourcing, I would look that one up because the bra itself looked just a little bit different, and different tends to sell. This one is another sports bra. I believe this is also Under Armour. Yep, there it says it on the band. So this is a cool style. It has kind of like a racer back, but you can see on the logo there, it's super worn, which means it's probably been washed a lot. $4.95. I would not pick this up just simply due to that condition, but also when we go to look at the tags, someone cut out the size tag. Again, could have been the same person as the last one. Maybe there were two Under Armour bras. Then I saw this cool like fishnet looking one, so I pulled that out, and when I looked at the brand, it was another Victoria's Secret bra. We get a lot of Victoria's Secret. That's kind of like the highest end we typically see. But this is what I was talking about, things that look like a little bit fancy or different. Those are the ones that are going to sell better. So here we're just looking at the condition. There's the tag, Victoria's Secret, and this was a bigger size. It is a 34 D, so that's a good one. And you can kind of see like it has some little stringies. That's not a big deal. There's nothing poking through. You can just like trim those off or use a little sweater shaver. And then you can see the creasing on the inside of the cup. That means it's been probably washed in a machine, which you're not supposed to do, but you don't see it on the front. So that I would probably still pick up. Not for the $7, but if it were like 50% off, then I probably would. This next bra is from Lively, and I have a Lively bra, but I haven't listed it yet, so I can't say quite how well they do. But this one was only $4.95. I don't know how they decide how to price their items, but I like the color on this. It's this cool like olive green, and once again, it's not just plain. It has this nice like mesh detail, and that's kind of what caught my eye. I believe this was a wireless bra. And it was in really good condition, a little bit of that creasing again, but you know, who's like washing their bras in a washing machine? I don't have time to hand wash them, and I guess most other people probably don't either. This is another Victoria's Secret. Like I said, we get a lot of Victoria's Secret. $4.95 on that one. This bra I thought was really cool. This is more of a sports bra or maybe athleisure. Had trouble with the tag here, but that is Victoria Sport. So once again, it's a Victoria's Secret line. And this one was $4.95. I probably still wouldn't pay the $5, but half off, I think I would. I didn't check the conditions super well on this, but it's like a high neck style. So that was very different and very cool. Now that you've gotten a pretty good idea of ones that I would pick up, here's some that I wouldn't. You can see this one, like the padding is already pretty wonky on the front, so that is not a good sign. That means it's been washed a lot. It's just flimsy. And then if you look up close, these hook, that's called hook and eye. I guess the eye part technically is like rusted, so that's not good. This is an Auden bra. It's just from Target. I probably wouldn't pick this up even if it was in good condition. Maybe if it was new with tags and it was really cheap. But yeah, this one just has a lot of condition issues. It's been used a lot, which is great, but $4.95, I don't think so. Here's another one, same thing. You can see on the front, they're all wonky. It's been washed and used a lot. They don't like stay, the cups don't stay like firm. And here's the elastic that's coming out from being washed so much. You can see fuzzies on there. Now those fuzzies I will shave off if the rest of it's in a good condition. The brand was Olga. I'm not too familiar with Olga. I feel like I've looked it up in the past and I just pass over it now. But I definitely would not pick this one up. Man, that was really sad. So I didn't tell you guys this before, but after I did the video for you guys, I needed to look for a dress for myself for a work event that we had to go to. And there were so many good dresses. There were like 2 Lily Pulitzers. One was a vintage Lily. This is the FOMO, but it's like, I deserve this because I have a death pile. Like, I cannot in good conscience bring more home. I just can't do it. But oh my gosh, that was hard. I actually posted a bunch of different items and some vintage like baby items because I was looking for some stuff for my kids. They're so good. They were so good. I posted them on my stories on Instagram. So if you follow me over there, I'm at TheCozyShire. If you follow me over there, you maybe have seen them. And if you don't follow me, you should. And then you can see all the awesome things that are out there that I'm not letting myself pick up. So back to the task at hand. We went in, we looked at some bras. The music was kind of loud, so I did not I didn't speak in the store. There we go. So you probably saw a voiceover, heard a voiceover. And there were definitely some good brands, but the general thing about that store is they price all their bras right about that $6.99. That's too high for me to pay to resell. I mean, let's say it's an item that I'll sell for $18. Say you're selling it on Poshmark. So what, you're down $3.60, let's just say 4 basically, down to 14 and you paid 7. That's like a $7 profit. I personally want to be higher than that. So that's why I say I prefer to do, not pay $7 for a bra. But you certainly can if that is your business model. It's sometimes mine, but not usually anymore. That's kind of how I used to do things. Nowadays, I like to get a little bit more profit for my items. But I hope showing you some of those bras was helpful if you are interested in selling bras. I hope it was kind of informational so you can see what things to look out for. Maybe especially if you're a person who does not wear a bra, you might not know what types of things to look for as much. So hopefully that can be helpful, or if you just happen upon some stuff and you want to, know if it's worth something. I mean, always check the comps on everything if you're not familiar with it, if you're not sure. I'm kind of at the point where on most stuff I know without checking the comps. Like if it's Victoria's Secret, in general, I know what I'm willing to pay, what it's going to go for. Some of those other brands, I'm trying to remember some of the ones we looked at. I think Lively was one. I actually have a Lively bra on my death pile. It hasn't been listed yet, but that, if I remember correctly, is a more expensive brand. I don't remember exactly, so I'd had to look it up if I was willing to go source that specifically today, which I wasn't. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Let me know down in the comments what other videos you want me to make, maybe something similar to this, like what I look for in ... some other type of item, how I source a different type of item. I would love to make some of those videos for you while I pass a thrift store every day, or not every day, every week, but I'm not allowing myself to source right now. So I can make videos for you guys if you're interested, but let me know, and I hope I will see you guys in the next one.